All right, so today we're hopefully, and by we I mean me, going to start fitting the winch. Let me just turn the camera a little bit. I got to pull the bumper off, so I've already started pulling off the CB radio setup. I've got 9 bolts to take out. I'm actually going to use my engine hoist because it's just me. I'm sick, so I don't have anyone helping me. I've got a chain on there with 2 hooks. I'm going to hook it to hopefully kind of here and here, even in the center is fine, just to take the weight off so I can slide it out. 4 sights would be nice. I blocked that Phillips screw, so I can't get these out to pull the grill off to drop the winch in here, because I'm going to have to cut at least this lower rung out. My goal is general, cut this rung out, get the winch to fit in there, and then I brought some 16 gauge steel to fit on the top here, and that is where the control box will mount. My goal is to not have to do any weird cutouts in the grill and kind of ruin it. If I can cut one whole slat off, that's fine, it'll still be symmetrical. So right now, I'm going to pull all the bolts off. I will undo the plugs for the LEDs. Those will actually be coming off too. And I'll be putting in some Cali raised LEDs. These just mount differently. So how these are externally mounted, I had to drill holes for that. And I couldn't use, I don't know if you can see, there's a built-in kind of adjustable oval shaped hole here. Those Cali raised LEDs will fit in here. And then when I get the top plate set up for the winch, I will set up mounts for the Baja Designs lights. And hopefully they'll kind of sit like right in here. And that top plate will also kind of be a UV protectant. It will keep the sun and a bunch of crap off of the synthetic winch line. So yeah, we're gonna take the bumper off. I also have some spots I need to fix with paint. I bought a bunch of wire wheels for my angle grinder, and I'm going to get through some of the Raptor coating and then probably do a base coat of Rust-Oleum, which I'll rough up. I have some Pour 15 coming, should be here next week, for a different project, actually for the rear, but different video. But kind of along these edges here, because I'm an amateur, I screwed up some of the paint, so I'm going to take it off. I'm going to obviously clean it, because no matter what, this is spring in Colorado. I can't keep this thing clean enough after washing it. We actually just got snow last night. So I'm going to go through, wire wheel just the sections I need to repaint, get a base coat of hopefully the Rust-Oleum on it just for now. One of the major things I did wrong was I put these bolts on too soon and it chipped this off. So what it did is it bubbled the Raptor out away from the metal, even though I had it primered. I did not let it cure. That is my fault. That is nothing against Raptor, but pretty much all the bolt spots need to be need to be wire wheeled and repainted. I do have, where is it? I have another can of Raptor up there that I can also do some of these spots, and I might do that for like this gap in here has a tiny bit of rust. It's almost fully sealed, just this one spot the Raptor didn't fully seal because I did not put it on heavy enough. But yeah, we're gonna pop this off. I will get to wire wheeling any of those spots. gonna pretend like that didn't happen. I'll call comeup and get a replacement cone. There is no damage inside. I'm an idiot, I know. Kind of pissed off, but gonna ignore it. Bumper's off. Let me grab a light. So you can see a little bit, so there is red dirt in here. Most of like this in here is red dirt. This is red dirt. Chipped off here because I put it on too early. This entire thing chipped. Most of that is dirt. There's some rust, if you see around the backside there where I didn't get spray in there. This is the big one in here. You can see how I mounted those, not nice. So gonna take the Baja Design lights off. And then yeah, just all in here, I'm gonna get in here with a wire wheel, fix all of that, and definitely Rust-Oleum it right in there. You can see that. These are my mistakes. This is not a Raptor issue, it's a fill issue. And you can see in here, I actually put it on, it squished it all off as I tighten it up. So I'm just gonna go through, clean up my mistakes. The nuts are holding nicely. Everything else, like the bumper itself is super solid. And not too much, but again, you can see I put it on too early. It's 100% my fault. Kind of frustrated with myself because I rushed it, but we'll get it fixed up, get it repainted, and we'll go from there. So, got the LED lights off. Oops, sorry, I got a mask on. Went to test fit the winch. It hits right here on both sides. And it's not gonna fit with LED lights. So the LED lights I'm not worried about. Since I'm gonna have a cover up top here, I can just make mounts for them. But I do have to cut off probably about 1/2 inch on each side. So I'm gonna measure, mark with a paint pen, make my lines, and cut it off now. Make sure the winch fits before I go and start using the air wheel. God, that took me too long to remember what it was. Sprayed it down with a little bit of simple green, wiped it down. Probably going to use like a dish soap and water combination after I do all the angle grinding. Possibly I have rubbing alcohol stuff from cleaning the shocks on the bike, so I might just use some of that too. But for right now, I'm gonna go ahead and cut some of these wings off, test fit the winch again, make sure it fits, and then go from there. So I took a 1/2 inch off each side. I'm still a little bit off. So on this side, I'm touching right here. And on this side, I'm touching right here. Even with it broken and dented in, I'm still touching it. So I'm going to put a flap wheel on and run a flap wheel along here, kind of even all of it out. You can see, I mean, I cut it with a death wheel, so it's not perfect. So we'll kind of do that to both sides. And then I'll go ahead and clean up all of that. And then we will move on to wire wheel. Again, most of this probably going to get a coat of Rust-Oleum for now, until the Pour 15 gets here. That's just to make sure it doesn't flash rust. It's pretty dry in Colorado, not a big deal, but I'd rather be safe than sorry after kind of seeing what's going on here. Again, this is not Raptor's fault or the coating's fault. This is my inexperience and rushing putting this on. So yeah. Going to go ahead, take a little bit more off each side, get the winch sitting here. I'll show you guys how that's gonna fit and why the LEDs aren't gonna work down here. comeup makes a big winch apparently. That's a 9,000 pound. When I reached out to Coastal Off-Road, they said pretty much most or all 9,000s will fit and some 12,000s. I specifically did send them this winch, but obviously you don't know exactly till you get it sitting here. So yeah, going to go ahead and finish cleaning this up, make sure that winch sets in here nicely, and then we'll go after it with the wire wheel. I haven't checked the bolt hole lineup yet, but winch is in there. Got a bunch of gap on either side now. Might have gone a little extreme over here, but it is what it is. But you can see there is no chance of getting, there's pretty much no chance of getting an LED in there. We will give it the college try. I'm very doubtful. So we will have to regroup on that one. And then looking at how high above this it sits gives me some ideas on what I need to build as a place to mount the control box. Next day, I did a bit more cleaning down in here. It's not perfect, but it's way better than it was. I got most of all the loose stuff. Ooh, I still got it loose. I might have to get after that a little bit. I keep discovering new pieces like that that didn't adhere correctly, and yet some of it, like if you look down here, this stuff adhered perfectly. So I did pick up some 415. That's going to be basically a base coat for all of this. When I talk to local auto body shops, that's what they use, like around your windshield and stuff when they go to repair it. Figure it'll be good enough for this. So I'm going to at least do here, kind of here, and a lot of this. And then the extra can of Raptor I have will go over that to kind of make this front match. The back I don't care about, I just want it sealed and ready to go. So it'll probably just get some 415 with Rust-Oleum over it. But the front I like the textured look, so I'm going to use mineral spirits. Take a lot of time cleaning all this up before the 415 goes on it. Because I think from talking to a couple buddies, I would guess I may not have prepped this correctly in the form of there were still some oils on it, even though I used 99% pure alcohol, wiped it down multiple times, sprayed it off, wiped it again, did all of that, and it was fully coated in this white primer that you see up here. But for some reason it just didn't take. Maybe my primer coat was too light. I very much, again, have no idea what I'm doing, so you know, anything's an option. But yeah, so going to clean, you can see where the plate was. Clean a bunch of this up. I'll probably take a wire wheel to this spot here and just kind of go around looking for anything that's loose. And then I will get to coating it with 415. I have no idea where I left off recording, but the bumper's done. Surprise! 415, the front got Raptor coated. The rear I just used some Rust-Oleum, UV protect the parts that were going to get hit by sun that were 415'd, which is mainly the front. It ain't perfect. It's good from 40,000 feet, but it is well sealed and well protected. 415 went on great. Super happy with that. However, now I'm trying to get everything to fit. So the winch fits as it is, as it sits. I'm probably gonna have to extend some wires. That's okay. I'll show you what I got going on right now. So if I wanted to fit it up front here, it was going to get into the grill here. Mounting it out farther front, just way too far. It would have been stepped out a good 3-4 inches from the bumper because the adapter for the controller was hitting the bar work. Not a big deal. My dogs are out here helping me. So we're sending some pictures back and forth with my buddy. And he mentioned checking out where the battery is. Well, wouldn't you know, it fits perfectly. It sits in there, it misses, I'll get some better video later, but it misses the alternator belt, misses the alternator. If I can make this easy to remove, that'd be great. The wires run through an existing hole already there. The power will run back around this way. I actually already run my alternator that way through a big fuse right there. The ground already fits to my existing chassis ground over there. The big things we'll have to extend are obviously the 3 big wires right here. These will all have to get redone. They'll get redone. I will relabel them. They will look almost exactly like this. And then this will have to get extended. That's not too bad. You know, that's I'll buy some orange, whatever color that is. Some yellow wire. Cut this in the middle, splice it together, and that's gonna have to run all the way over here. So that's that one's gonna be a little bit annoying. It won't be that bad though. Just do it, shrink wrap it, it'll be fine. I have some existing stuff that I've made in the past. You know, some wire that I have that I can see if it'll fit. Some of it might work. Here's a black one. Some of it may not. I already got nice copper lugs. These are weather sealed. These were when I did the big 3 upgrade on my old motor. And I believe I have more black. This is 2 or 0. Or is it 4? It's one of those numbers. Come here. Whatever. It's thick. She thick. Anyway, so yeah, I think I'm gonna build a mount that comes off the bottom of the battery tray. I don't know if you can see one of the bolts down there. The tray bolts down there. So I'll pull the battery off, run, you know, some 16 gauge underneath. That'll get bent up and out. Not quite sure how I'm gonna do that yet. Have to do some test fitting and see where everything sits with the battery out of there. 16 gauge should be more than enough. I will support it, obviously. But yeah, super happy with this spot. Super glad my buddy mentioned it to me. I didn't really think I had room because I kept looking over there, and obviously there's no room over there. But mounting this here is great. It also does not restrict any more airflow, which is the other thing I was worried about. Big winch, takes up a lot of room in the bumper. Restricting airflow to the radiator. I'm still obviously going to keep an eye on my temps, but I really wanted to make sure with that box up there, it was going to take up a chunk of room wherever I put it in there. So I really wasn't sure how I wanted to do that. Was I going to have to upgrade the radiator? This is a OEM replacement Napa radiator, had it for years, you know, keeps it cool. If I do, I will go to like a 3-core CSF, full aluminum, copper, fanciness. I'm hoping not to, but if I do, I do. But yeah, so I need to build a mount first. I don't think I'm gonna really get into that tonight. I'm super happy about finding a place to put this that wasn't on the bumper. The only downside to a winch this big, none of my LEDs fit. So I have both the LEDs that Coast Off-Road recommended, which are the Cali raised. They're these guys. These are made to mount inside the bumper. Then I also have the Baja Designs ones that I had on it that I drilled extra holes for that mount externally to the bumper. They come out here. Neither of them are gonna fit. You can see the holes in there, it's not gonna work. I'm okay with it because I actually have to clock this forward too. I wanted a big reliable winch. I got it. I could have gone smaller, like the Warren VR series probably would fit much better in this bumper. By the way, these 2 back bolts are in. This is how flush it sits. The front bolts don't necessarily fit. I have to figure out, I might just have to widen the holes a little bit. They hit this front. Let me get around the other side here. Trying to get them in, they hit this front plate here. So they sit right behind this, and when I try to get them in, I can't get a straight angle on it. So I might just get like an 1/8" shorter bolt, and that should work. Hi, Cirrus. But yeah, so far everything's slowly coming together. It fits really nice. The winch looks awesome in there. It tucks right up into where I cut this out. Like, awesome. Super happy with that. So yeah, right now it's still curing. I haven't bolted it in. That's what I did the first time I bolted it, and it forced the Raptor to separate. It's been a couple days now. Raptor, the company said up to 7 days for full curing. If you notice, I've got a space heater running over there. It's been on it for a while now. I'm sure I marked up the Rust-Oleum, putting the winch on there. Not worried about it. I can just repaint that piece. Again, it's going to sit there and be protected. But yeah, so this weekend, hopefully, pull the battery out, start cutting, bending, welding, whatever I have to do to get that to work. I'm hoping to bend it up to a point, then I might have to cut and weld. I'm okay with welding. I just, for the bend to come up the side of the battery, I really want it to come out and then just sit super close to the battery. So I might try and form it to that. But yeah, we'll see what happens. Next update, hopefully battery's out and I'm making some progress.